Okay, I think it's time. We should be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today's session is on IIM Bangalore UG. That is the new course that are introduced, the new exam that is introduced. We are going to solve a few questions on the topic ratios and proportions that we think are relevant to the exam, and we'll try to get better at that topic, so we can make sure that we score good whenever questions around that come. Okay, so let's wait for a while. Let's let others join in. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let me give you a brief of what the exam itself is about. So IIM Bangalore's newly introduced UG programs. There are two programs that are newly introduced by IIM Bangalore. So first of all, let me just give you a brief about what exactly is IIM Bangalore. So IIM Bangalore, it was opened in inaugurated in 1973. It's an old institute. It is one of India's major B schools, and people aspire to actually go to this IIM, and it should be a privilege. It should be considered a privilege or something of an achievement to actually go to IIM Bangalore. So that's the first thing that you should consider. Secondly, if your if your focus or if your interests lie in economics, if they lie in finance, if they lie in data science, analytics, and so on, then you should consider these courses definitely, because one, as I just said, this institute is one of the top institutes in the country. And two, if your interest also lies in these subjects, then you are good to go. You are essentially in for a really great experience. So here are some features. Firstly, there are two programs that are being introduced. The first is BSc Honors in Economics, and the second one is BSc Honors in Data Science. Okay, so Economics and Data Science, these are the two degrees that are being introduced. There are a few criteria that you should consider for eligibility. Without qualifying this eligibility criteria, you will not be actually able to apply to this course. So the first eligibility criteria is you need to pass class 12th or equivalent from a recognized board. The second one is you have to have mathematics as a subject. So in class 12th, you have to have mathematics as a subject. If you don't have mathematics as a subject, you cannot really apply to this degree. And the third thing is, in mathematics, you will have to have at least 60% marks in class 12th. So below 60% marks if you have in class 12th, you will not be able to apply in this course. And then even after you are eligible, you will still need to give a test. This test is what we are going to discuss next. So you will need to qualify this entrance test, and you will need to then sit for the interview. You need to qualify the interview as well, and only after passing through all these three stages, the eligibility criteria, the entrance exam, as well as the interview, will you be able to sort of sit in the classes, will you be able to actually take admission. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about the UG entrance test. So what exactly is the UG entrance test all about? So firstly, the test format is, the duration is 120 minutes. It's a 120 minutes long test. It's a computer based test with 60 multiple choice questions. So 120 minutes, 60 multiple choice questions, you are seeing something like 2 minutes per question if you are really trying to solve or attempt all of the questions. So 120 minutes, 60 multiple choice questions, and sections are English comprehension, which has 15 questions. There are no sectional timings as such, as far as we know until now. So if for English comprehension, you will have 15 questions. For quantitative reasoning and data interpretation, the mathematical part, you'll have 30 questions. So this mathematical part is actually the bulk of the whole examination. Then you have logical reasoning section, which has 15 questions. These are also negative marking, just like in the CAT exam. So CAT exam, as you might know, or even if you are not familiar with, CAT exam is the MBA exam. So just like the CAT exam, here too there is a negative marking of 1/3. So 1 mark you might get for getting a question correct, and 1/3 of it you will get for getting it wrong, deducted for incorrect responses. Or so there's nothing mentioned about unattempted questions, so we are going to assume that for unattempted questions you are not really looking at any negative marking. Okay, so that was a brief about IIM Bangalore and the course that is IIM Bangalore is launching, as well as the UG entrance test. Now let's get to the topic. The topic for today. Okay, before we get to the topic, I would just want to share this as well. So we are from Cracku. We are launching IPMAT courses, and IIM Bangalore UG courses are one of those courses. So IIM Bangalore UG courses, if you go there, you can actually currently for free without any payment attempt 5 tests, 5 mock tests. You don't have to pay for this. You can go to our website. You can attempt these tests if you are really looking forward to the IIM Bangalore UG entrance test, and if you really want to join their UG programs that are newly launched, you can actually go to our website. You can attempt these tests and see your caliber. How exactly are you good at Quant and VARC and so on. And sometime we will be launching IPMAT courses, and you can also buy them. So how to navigate this? First of all, you can just go to cracku.in. Cracku.in is our website. So when you go to cracku.in, this is what you see. These are Maruti sir and Salim. They are our IIM Ahmedabad alumni. So they are from IIM Ahmedabad, and again they are heading this whole Cracku thing. And you need to understand that after you go there, if you want to attempt these mocks, you can just click on IPMATs and IIMB UG, and after that IIMB UG mock test. Once you go here, all of these mocks are in front of you, and all of these, as I just said, are free mocks, so you can attempt them for free. Okay, let's move ahead with the topic for today, which is ratios and proportions, foundation for quantitative aptitude. Before I discuss this, let me just check if there are any doubts. Okay. So ratios and proportions, foundation for quantitative aptitude. I hope you have all understood what the topic is about. So ratio and proportions, as we all know, is a very fundamental concept in quantitative aptitude. It is applicable in a wide range of things. It is applicable in algebra, in geometry, in allegations and mixtures and proportions, and so on. So all of this, ratio and proportion underlies all of this. So let's go ahead and discuss some properties of ratios, try to solve some problems, and try to see where we fit. Okay. So first comes ratios. Ratios compares magnitudes. A ratio B is essentially equivalent to writing A upon B. So one of the examples that I was thinking of is, consider that you buy a small model of Taj Mahal. So you go to Agra, and once you try to go inside Taj Mahal, after getting the trip, you come outside and there are little shops. And these little shops, these people are selling you these little statues or the little statuettes of Taj Mahal. And if you see this Taj Mahal, let's say it's identical to the one that is bigger, that is actually there. So what would you say? How much is the length of the height of this Taj Mahal, this small model, and the larger Taj Mahal, the bigger Taj Mahal? So how do you actually compare them? If you know that everything is similar, if you know that the gate is the same shape, if you know that the Taj Mahal is the same shape, then how do you know that this is the different Taj Mahal and that is a different Taj Mahal? Well, obviously, by looking at it, we can know. But in terms of mathematics, the way to recognize is by ratios. So consider this is the small one, and this is the big one, the actual one. The height of this, say, is h. We measure the height of this comes out to be, say, 1000 meters or 1000 feet or something like that. I'm not sure about the actual height, the actual units. Let me just say that this was around 10 feet, a small model that you could put at your home. So what would you say is the proportion from this to this? Well, you would say that the original Taj Mahal, the real one, is 100 times the length of the smaller, the faker, the model one. So if you multiply everything by 100, you get the original one. So this is essentially what ratio is all about. What is ratio is saying? Ratio is saying that it is comparing magnitudes. It is not comparing units. It is not comparing sort of lengths. It is comparing magnitudes. So how much of this magnitude we should multiply with so as to get this one. So this multiplication factor or this sort of ratio, this comparison is what ratio does. Okay, ratios have no unit. So when I say that this is 10 times this, 10 itself has no unit, right? When I say I'm saying 100 times of this or 5 times of this. 5 is essentially just a number. It's just a constant. It has no units. They express relative magnitude. So we are just talking about relativeness. Okay, from one thing to another, how are we exactly going? Scaling principle. Multiplying or dividing both terms by the same number doesn't change the ratio. So I hope it is visible. Yeah, multiplying or dividing both terms by same number doesn't change the ratio. So if you multiply or divide by something, it doesn't change the ratio. What exactly does this mean? This means that if you consider a small baseball, this is the small baseball, and you consider the larger football. Say this is the larger football. The radius of this, say, is 5 centimeters. Let me just write 8 centimeters. Okay, and the radius of this is 2 centimeters. So what is the ratio? The ratio is the small radius, which is the radius of the baseball. So let me just write radius of the baseball upon the bigger radius, which is the radius of the football, is equal to 2 over 8. If you simplify this, you will get 1 over 4. So I might ask you, if here you are getting 2 over 8, but here you are getting 1 over 4. So are these different? Are 2 over 8 and 1 over 4 different from each other? No, they are not, because you are essentially multiplying the numerator as well as the denominator by the same constant. So if you are multiplying the numerator as well as the denominator by the same constant, then it means that it doesn't really matter what the number is that you multiply it by. You can also write it as 3 over 12, or for that matter m over 4m, any number that you want. It doesn't really change the value of the ratio. The value of the ratio stays 1 over 4. The ratio stays 1:4. So that is essentially what ratio is all about. The multiplying or dividing both terms by the same number doesn't really change the ratio. Then assuming numbers, taking variables to assume quantities. So again, if I say that the radius of this and the radius of this are in the ratio 1:4. So the radius of this and the radius of this are in the ratio 1:4. If I tell you this and I don't tell you the values, assume that I did not give you these values. For a minute, just assume that I did not give you these values. Then what you are going to do? You're not going to write that this is 1 centimeter and this is 4 centimeter. No, the ratio between them is 1:4, but the values themselves are not given. So what are you exactly going to do? Well, you are going to assume a constant, say k or x or m or y or whatever. You are going to say that the value of the radius of this ball is k and the value of this ball is 4k. The radius of this ball is 4k. When you do this, the ratio remains the same, but essentially you have given values. You have given values, you have taken information from the ratios and you have given the right values. So this is why this works. And this is a very important method that will help us solve many questions. So make sure that you truly understand what exactly is being done here. Then comes example 2:3 is equal to 4:6 is equal to 6:9. This is the example of the scaling principle that we just discussed. 2:8 is equal to 1:4 is equal to 3:12 and so on. And lastly, we have equivalent ratios. So sometimes ratios can be equivalent, just like we discussed here. And you must understand when these ratios are equivalent, because they might be employed to trap you in some questions. Okay. So this was a brief discussion on ratios. I hope it was clear. Now discuss proportion. Let's discuss proportions. So what exactly is proportion? When we are talking about proportions, we are essentially comparing quantities. So ratio is just about comparing two quantities, but proportion is about comparing ratios as well. So you can also compare ratios. So consider a proportion means two ratios are equal. So A over B is equal to C over D. So consider the Taj Mahal example. If you see that this is the smaller Taj Mahal. Say this one, and this is the bigger one. This is the Minar. Let me draw one here. Okay. Now, if you see the height of this one, let's say is A, and let's say the breadth is B. Then if you find out if you know for a fact that these two models is exactly identical, if the model is exactly identical to the original Taj Mahal and only the size difference is there, so there is no other difference, only there's the only difference is there is in the size, so only the sizes are different but the Taj Mahal itself is the same, then you can essentially say that A over B will be equal to C over D. So this, for those of you who have done geometry in class 10th, you should be familiar with this. This is called as similarity. So this similarity actually guarantees the similarity here as well, because we know that there is only the size difference. There is no other difference. So the ratio between the height and the length of this one should be equal to the ratio in this one. Okay, I hope that's clear. Then comes cross multiplication property. So we can also cross multiply stuff. So if we know that A over B is equal to C over D, we can cross multiply to write AD equals BC. Again, a very common trick. It helps in mathematics. It helps in solutions, operations, and it should be something that comes intuitively. It should not be something that you should be thinking of as a property. Okay. It's not only about numbers. Proportions appear in geometry, mixtures, time work, and etc. So it's not just about ratio and proportion being a standalone subject only. No, these are important properties and they help in almost every subject. They help in geometry, they help in mixtures, time and work, time, speed and distance, and so on. Then comes the unitary method. I am pretty sure you have heard of it. It is a very simple method. We use it all the time. So consider, for example, if 3 pens cost 15 rupees. If the cost of 3 pens is 15 rupees, then what is the cost of 7 pens? So you just first go about, so what does unit mean? Unit means 1. So you calculate the value of 1 first. So the cost of 3 pens is 15 rupees. What is the cost of 1 pen? The cost of 1 pen is 5 rupees. And then you calculate the answer. What is the cost of 7 pens? 7 times 5 is 35. How do you exactly solve it using proportion? Well, we know that the price or the total cost of 7 pens upon cost of 1 pen, or the quantity of 7 pens, which is just 7. So let me just write here as 7. So the total cost of 7 pens upon 7 pen, this is the price of 1 pen. Because if you calculate the total cost of 7 pens and it is distributed in 7 pens, then the division will give us the price of 1 pen. So this will give you the price of 1 pen is equal to the total cost of 5 pens upon 5 pens. These two are equal because the total cost of 5 pens divided by 5 pens will also give you the price of 1 pen. So these two are the same quantities. If these two are the same quantities, we can just put in the value and get our answer. We know that 3 pens cost 15 rupees. The cost of 3 pens, upon 3 will also give us the same value. So let's put our values here. So T of 7 we need to calculate over 7 is equal to T of 3 is given as 15 over 3. This gives us T of 7 is equal to 15 times 7 divided by 3 is equal to 35. So unitary method is essentially a way of writing proportions. So everything can be thought of as deriving from proportions, and that's why proportions are important. Let's now do some example problems. This is all the concepts that we are going to discuss today, and I hope it should be enough. Okay, if there is anything, any doubts you have, you can post it in the chat box. Okay, so if let me just turn on the timer. I'll give you 1 minute for this. Try to solve this question. Okay, for those of you who are done with solving the question, just to remind you, we have free mocks available, 5 free mocks for IIM B UG program. So you can just go to our website cracku.in, you can click on IIM B mock tests and you will just see the free mock test right in front of you. You can attempt those tests and they will be very useful. Okay. So I think the time is over. Let's now solve this question. If A ratio B is in the ratio 5 ratio 7 and B ratio C is in the ratio 5 ratio 7, then A ratio C is in the ratio what? So the question seems pretty simple, but actually it might take you a while to actually get a grasp of what exactly is it trying to say if you are really new to this. So again, we are given that A ratio B, which is A upon B, is equal to 5 upon 7. Then we are given that B upon C, the ratio of B upon C, is also equal to 5 upon 7. So this is the first thing and this is the second thing that we are given. Now we know that multiplying by a constant doesn't make a difference, right? So we try to make the value of B, which is the common in both of them. So B is here as well as here. So we will try to make the value of B the same in both the ratios. And how exactly are we going to do that? So just look and watch, like watch and learn. Okay. So we can multiply this one both sides by 5 and we will get 5 5 is 25 and 5 7 is 35. And we can multiply this one by 7. So here we have 7 so multiplied by 5. Here we have 5, so we have multiplied by 7. We will get 35 over 49. Now why exactly is this useful? This is useful because we have gotten A upon B as 25 over 35. This means if we assume A as 25k, B will be 35k. And here we have gotten B equals 35 and C equals 49. B upon C is equal to 35 upon 49 we have gotten. This means that if we assume B as 35k, which we already did, C will be 49k. Now we just need to find the ratio of A and C. This will simply be equal to A over C equals 25k over 49k. We can just cancel k and we will get 25 upon 49. So the correct answer will be 25 ratio 49, which is option A. Okay, the question was very simple. Let's move ahead with the next one. This question is also pretty simple, slightly more calculative than the last one. So try to solve it. I forgot to turn the timer. Okay, the time was 1 minute 30 seconds. So I'll just look at the timer here. So I think that was ample time for you to solve this question. Let's try to solve it and see where we could have gotten wrong, or if you are able to solve it, then congrats. So A ratio B is equal to B ratio C is equal to C ratio D. Again, the same sort of format, and we need to find the value of A with respect to D, as in A is what percentage of D. So we know that A upon B is given as 2 upon 5. right? And we also know that D upon C is given as 2 upon 5 as well. So going by the previous method that we just discussed, B is common in both the places. So let's try to make B equal. This will be A upon B equals, again this is 2, so we multiply this by 2, this will be 4 by 10, and this is 2, this is 5, so we will multiply this one by 5, we will get B over C is equal to 10 upon 25. Then we will repeat this process with C upon D as well. So we have C upon D is equal to 2 upon 5. So now we will consider these two. Here we have 25, so we will multiply this by 25. Here we have 2, so we have multiplied this by 2. And we will have to do this with here as well. So let's multiply this by 2 as well. So let's see what we get. We get B over C is equal to 20 over 50. We have multiplied this by 2. Since this has become 20, let's write this as 8 over 20. We have multiplied by 2 here as well. And lastly, C over D will be 25 times 2, which is 50, and 25 times 5, which is 125. What does this give us? This gives us A, B, C, and D. So A ratio B ratio C ratio D will be 8 ratio 20 ratio 50 and ratio 125. And that's it. We have calculated our ratio that was required. We need to find A is what percentage of D. So the value of A over D times 100 is what we need to find. A over D times 100. A is 8. D is 125 times 100. This is 25 5 is 125. 25 4 is 100, which is 32 over 5. 32 over 5 we all know is simply 6.4. So correct answer is option B, 6.4%. Okay, let's move ahead with the next question. Let me start the timer. So you have 1 minute and 40 seconds for this question. So try to solve this. Yeah, Chinambaranathan has answered it. Manu has answered it. So good going, guys. Yes, 6.4% is the correct answer. Whether you have still some time left, so try to solve it. It's not a very hard question. There are some multiple variables involved, so you'll need to take care of them as well. Okay. Okay, 10 seconds left. Okay. Okay, so let's try to solve this one. A bag contains 1 rupee, 50 paise and 25 paise coins in the ratio 5 ratio 6 ratio 8. If the total amount of money in the bag is 250 rupees, find the number of 50 paise coins in the bag. So we have 3 kinds of coins. We have 1 rupee coins. So this is 1 rupee. Then we have 50 paise coins. And we also have 25 paise coins. So these are the types of coins that we have. When we are also given the quantity, the ratio of the quantity. So how many coins are there of each type? We also have that information with us, right? So here we will write quantity. So how many coins are there? So how many coins are there? The 1 rupee coins, there are 5x, right? We don't know the exact quantity, we know the ratio. So the ratio we will take into account and we will use the ratio to write the quantity in terms of some variable. So we have written 1 rupee coins as 5x, 50 paise coins as 6x, and 25 paise coins as 8x. We also know that the value of each one in terms of rupees. Now these are paise and these are rupees. That's different units. This is the unit here is paisa. The unit in this one is rupees. So we'll have to make the units the same. So let's write in terms of rupees here. Okay. So the value in terms of rupees. Okay. So what is 1 rupee equivalent to? 1 rupee is just 1 rupee. So it's just 1. 50 paise, we know there are 100 paise in 1 rupee. So 50 paise is half rupee, 0.5 rupee. So the value here is 0.5. 25 paise we know is 1/4 of a rupee because 25 times 4 is 100. So 425 paise coins will make up for 1 rupee. So 25 paise is nothing but 0.25, which is 1 by 4 rupee. So this is 0.25. Now what is the total amount? There are 5x coins of 1 rupee. Each coin is the value of each coin is 1 rupee. So 5x times 1 is 5x. 6x coins for 50 paise, 0.5 is the value. 6x times 0.5 is 30 divided by 10, which is 3. So this is 3x. The value is 3x. Here 8x times 0.8, 0.25, which is nothing but 8 divided by 4. So this is 2x. So we have multiplied and gotten equal. Multiplied equal. Multiplied equal. So this is the total amount. The total amount sums to 5x plus 3x plus 2x, which is 10x. That is the total amount. 10x is the total amount. We are told that the total amount in the bag is 250. What does this mean? This means that 10x is equal to 250. If 10x is equal to 250, then x will be equal to 250 divided by 10, which is 25. We found the value of x. X was the only variable involved in the whole question. There is no other unknown variable here. And the only variable that there was, we found the value of it. So what is the total question that we are asked? We are asked find the number of 50 paise coins in the bag. Find the number of 50 paise coins. What is the number of 50 paise coins in the bag? It is 6x. So the answer will be simply 6 times 25, because x is 25. This will come out to be 150. So option D will be the correct answer. Okay, I hope it was clear. Manu has answered it 150. Yes, Manu, it is the correct answer. I'm happy that you got it correct. Let's move ahead with the next one. So this question is slightly tricky, not very easy, but try to solve it. It should not be very hard. Okay, you have 2 minutes for this question. So 2 minutes are there, plenty of time. Try to solve it. You should be able to get it. Okay, 1 minute left. Again, not a very difficult question, just multiple variables involved, so it gets slightly tricky when you are working with variables, but otherwise it should be fine. So I think time is up. Okay. So again, not a very difficult question. Let's try to solve this. So it is given that 2x plus 3y plus 6z is equal to 33. 2x ratio 3y is 2 ratio 1 and y ratio 2z is 2 ratio 5. We need to find the value of 8x squared z cubed. Again, not a very simple question because you need to find the value of x, y and z individually. Okay, that's the only way to go about this, or only best way to go about this. There might be other ways. So let's see. Again, first of all, we are given that 2x over 3y is equal to 2 ratio 1 or 2 upon 1. This is the first thing. The second thing that we have is y over 2z is equal to 2 ratio 5 or 2 over 5. Now we know that multiplying both the numerator as well as the denominator by some constant should not change the value of the ratio, right? So we can multiply this whole, both the numerator and the denominator, by 3. This will give us 3y over 6z is equal to 2 ratio 5. Just focus on this part. 3y upon 6z is equal to 2 ratio 5. This is 3y right here. This is 6z right here. 3y and 6z are both here. These are in the ratio 2 ratio 5. And essentially we can write here 3y over 6z is equal to 2 ratio 5. Again, we will do the same thing here. We will try to make these equal. So we can multiply this by 2, we can multiply this by 1. This will be 2x over 3y is equal to 4 over 2. And 3y upon 6z will be equal to 2 over 5. Such that, let me erase this, such that 2x ratio 3y ratio 6z is nothing but 4 ratio 2 ratio 5. And that's it. We've gotten the first values. So the first step that we needed to complete, we reached there. This was the first step. The second step is to realize that 2x can be written as 4k, 3y can be written as 2k, and 6z can be written as 5k. After you do this, you see this equation right here. And you put the values. You will get 4k plus 2k plus 5k is equal to 33. Or 11k is equal to 33. This means k is equal to 3. You got the value of k as well. Now, if 2x is equal to 4k, then what is x? X is 2k. The value of k is 3. So what will do? X will be 2 times 3, which is 6. Then the value of 3y is equal to 2k, or y is equal to 2 upon 3k. Again, the value of k is 3, so y will come out to be 2. So x comes out to be 6, y comes out to be 2. Then lastly we have 6z is equal to 5k, or z is equal to 5 upon 6k, or z is equal to 5 upon 6 times 3. What is 5 upon 6 times 3? 5 upon 6 times 3 is nothing but 2.5. So the value of x is 6, the value of y is 2, the value of z is 2.5. You just put in the values here. This will give us 8. Let me erase this. This part is, let me erase it. So we have 8 times x, which is 2, times y squared, which is, x is 6, times 6 times y squared, which is 2 squared, times z cubed, which is 2.5 cubed. If you solve this, you will get 3000. I will not solve it because we have many questions, but once you try to multiply this, you can cube of 2.5 is what, 3.125 maybe. You can multiply it by 8, you will get 125, and then by multiplying it by 6 times 4, you will get 3000. Okay, now let's move ahead with the next question. This is also not a very difficult question. In fact, it is a sort of sigh of relief after very lengthy and difficult question. That was the last one. Okay. So Manu again solved it. Congrats, Manu. Yes, 3000 is the correct answer, as you see. So a shout out to you. Okay, great. Try to solve this one. Okay, 10 seconds left. I hope you were able to solve it. Again, not a very difficult question. Physics, chemistry, zoology are there. There's no mathematics. There should have been mathematics, because without mathematics, there's no IIM B UG, right? Okay. Okay, I think the time is up. The number of students studying physics, chemistry and zoology in a college were in the ratio 4:3:5. If the number in these three disciplines increased by 50%, 25% and 10% respectively. What does respectively mean? Respectively means that physics increased by 50%, chemistry increased by 25% and zoology increased by 10%. So that is what respectively means. In the next year, so the next year numbers are increased like this. Then what was the new respective ratios? We need to find the new ratio. So we know that physics, chemistry, I hope this is visible now. Yeah, chemistry and zoology. So chemistry, the physics people, there are 4x. The chemistry people are 3x and the zoology people are 5x. If physics people increase by 50%, if physics people increase by 50%, we know the formula for increase, right? The formula is 1 plus P, which is percent over 100. So this is the original quantity multiplied by 1 plus P over 100. This will give us the new quantity. So multiplying the original quantity, which is 4x, times the percentage 50, 1 plus 50 over 100. This will be 4x times 1.5. 15 times 4 is 60. So 1.5 times 4 is 6. So this is 6x. This is the new next year. Similarly, 3x will be multiplied by 1 plus what is chemistry? Chemistry increases by 25%. So chemistry has increased by 25%. So we multiply by 1 plus 25 over 100, which is 1.25. So 3x multiplied by 1.25. This will be 3.75. So the new quantity next year is 3.75x. Similarly, 5x will be multiplied by 1.1 because 5x is here, times 1 plus 10 over 100. This whole is equal to 1.1. So 5x times 1.1 is 5.5x. This is the ratio. That's it. 6x, 3.75x and 5.5x. We can multiply this by a number so that all of these are integers. These are not integers now, right? We can write the answer as 6 ratio 3.75 ratio 5.5, and this should be the correct answer. This is correct. But that's not enough, right? We can multiply it by something. I will multiply it by 4. Okay, so let's multiply it by 4. 4 6 are 24. 4 times 3.75 is 4 5 is 22, 4 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. So carry 3. 4th is a 12, plus 3 is 15. And 4 times 5.5 is 22. Okay, so the correct answer will be 24 ratio 15 ratio 22, which is option A. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, let me just give a shout out to those who got it correct. So 24 ratio 15 ratio 22. Yes, Manu, that is the correct answer. Congrats for getting it right. Let's look at the next one. When the timer, I gave you 2 minutes, so I will just deduct 10 seconds from it because I forgot to turn on the timer. So you have 1 minute 50 seconds according to this timer right here. Okay. Okay, so I think that's time. No, there is some time left. Okay. Try to solve it again. This question is meant to introduce a new concept that is very frequent in ratios and proportions. So this concept we will use to solve multiple problems, and there are other questions that will follow. They are similar to this. So if you are able to solve this, then it's a really good thing. Okay. Okay, so that's the time. That's time. Let's solve this question. In section A, the ratio of number of boys to girls is 1:3. If 10 boys from section B joined section A and 5 girls left from section A to section B, the ratio now becomes 2:5. What is the original number of boys in section A? That's what we need to find. Now again, consider section A. This is section A. We don't need to consider section B. You will see it in a while. We don't even need to think about section B. We just need to think about section A only. So we'll consider section A and we will write the number of boys and girls in the section. So currently, instead of writing current, I should write previously because it has already happened, right? So previously what happened was the number of girls were there and some number of boys were there. And the ratio of boys to girls is 1:3. So instead of writing girls to boys, I should write boys to girls. This ratio is 1:3. What does this mean? This means that previously there were X boys and 3X girls in the section A. And now what happens is something happens. What happens? 10 boys, section B, 10 boys from section B, they joined section A. So if they are joining section A, the new number of boys is X plus 10. Previously there were only X boys, now there are X plus 10 boys. Similarly, 5 girls left from section A to section B. So among these girls, the 3X girls, 5 girls left and joined section B. So this will be 3X minus 5. The new number will be 3X minus 5. And that's it. We are done. We have written the question statement. Whatever the question was trying to tell us, we have written it down. Okay. We are asked, we are told further that the ratio now becomes 2:5. The ratio of boys to girls, now this new one, is 2:5. This is 2, this is 5. So we can solve it here. X plus 10 divided by 3x minus 5 is 2 over 5. We can cross multiply. We discussed cross multiplication, right? This is a proportion. We can cross multiply. This will give us 5 times x plus 10 is equal to 2 times 3x minus 5. 5 times x plus 10 is equal to 2 times 3x minus 5, which is 5x plus 50 is equal to 6x minus 10. We can subtract 5x from both sides. We can add 10 to both sides. We'll get 60 is equal to x. What is the question asking? The only variable that there was in the whole question, we got the value of that. The question is almost solved. We just need to see what is the question asking. The question is asking what are the original number of boys in section A. The original number of boys in section A previously, original as in previously, it was x. The value of x is 60. The answer is 60. So option A is the correct answer. Let's solve the next one. I hope Manu has solved this one as well. I don't think so. Maybe the time was not enough. Okay, I try to solve this one, guys. I hope it would be easy. I have given you 2 minutes for this. This question is slightly tricky. You'll have to sort of think about temporality, how time progresses. Okay, you need to think about past, present and future. Okay, and then only you will be able to solve this one. Let me extend this. Okay, try to solve it. No, it is as much as a ratio of ages. So age, there's a theme in exams or in quantitative aptitude to ask you about questions on ages. The common thing that you need to notice is that as the years progress, the ages of people increase. As we go back in time, the ages of people decrease, and that's the core concept behind all of these problems. So this is a common theme. Again, one of the questions that we have included here is a question on ratio and proportions combined with ages. So it should be a very fun question to solve. Okay. So I think that's time. I'll start explaining because I started the timer late. 3 years ago, the ratio of ages of A and B is 6:5. After 9 years, it will be 10:9. What is the age present age? So first thing that we need to see is there are two people, A and B. That's the first thing that you need to write. So again, I will not write upon B, I will just write B. So A and B are there. There are three timelines. There are three instances that we are actually observing. So there are 3 points of observation. The first was 3 years ago. The second is present. And the third is 9 years after. 9 years after. In the future, 9 years in the future. So what happens 3 years ago? 3 years ago, the ratio of ages of A and B is 6:5. So A's age is 6x and B's age is 5x. What happens in the present? In the present, the age will increase by 3 years, right? If today my age is 25 years, say, or 26 years, whatever, okay? After 3 years, what will happen? 3 will be added to it. So it will become 29 years. So the current, then the present, the future, the present age. So 3 years ago it was 6x. The present age will be 6x plus 3. if the age of B 3 years ago was 5x, then it will be 5x plus 3 in the present. And what will happen 9 years after? So 9 years after this, it will further increase by 9 and it will be 6x plus 12 and 5x plus 12. Okay. Now we are told that after 9 years, this ratio became 10:9. So this ratio is 10:9. This means 6x upon 12 or plus 12 upon 5x upon plus 12. This is equal to 10 upon 9. This is the essential equation that we need to solve, the essential ratio that we need to solve. Let's try to cross multiply this. What will we get? We get 9 times 6x plus 12 is equal to 10 times 5x plus 12. So 9 times 6x plus 12 is equal to 10 times 5x plus 12. Let me solve this, continue this here. So what is 9 times 6x plus 12? 9 times 6x plus 12 is 54x plus 108. This will be equal to 10 times 5x plus 12. What is 10 times 5x plus 12? It is 50x plus 120. We can simplify this. We will get 54 minus 50, which is 4x. So this will be 4x. And 120 minus 108 will be 12. The value of x will come out to be 3. That's it. We have already solved everything. There is only one variable in the question. We have found the value. We just need to answer the question. What is the A's present age? A's present age is 6x plus 3. So this will be 6 times 3 plus 3. So 6 times 3 plus 3 is nothing but 21. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 3 is 21. So A's present age is C, 21 years. Again, not a very difficult question. Let's move ahead with the next one. Will people be able to answer it? Yes, Manu was able to answer it. 21 years is the correct answer, Manu. Congrats for getting it. This is slightly tricky, not very difficult, slightly tricky. You should be able to get this. Okay. Again, use the simple principles, use ratios, use an unknown variable. Assume that the new thing that we are adding, is x or a or b or k, whatever you want to assume. Just assume it as some variable and try to find the value of it. Okay, you will be able to solve this. 2 minutes 30 seconds. I gave you a lot of time for this. I will see if you are able to solve it, and in 1 minute I will try to continue the solution. Okay, regardless of what the timer says. Okay, I think I should start solving it now. I think that's enough time. 1 minute 30 seconds is enough time. If you have the basic understanding of this question, you will be able to solve it. Okay, so let's discuss the solution for this. What should be subtracted from x and added to y so that the ratio of the resultant numbers becomes 1:4? So there's a number x and there's a number y. We are subtracting something from x and adding the same thing to y. So we are subtracting something from x and adding it to y. The thing is the same. Let's take k. We are subtracting it from x but we are adding it to y. So x minus k upon y plus k. That's what's happening. These are the new numbers that we have. Their ratio becomes 1:4. That's it. That's what the question says. Find the value of k. What is this new number? What should be subtracted from x and added to y so that the ratio of the resultant numbers becomes 1:4? This new number is what we need to find. We should just be able to solve this and get the answer. Okay. So again, we should just cross multiply. That's the first thing we do. So on cross multiplication, we get 4x minus 4x minus 4k is equal to y plus k. We can subtract y from both sides. We will get 4x minus y minus 4k is equal to k. We can again add 4k to both sides. We will get 4x minus y is equal to 5k. We can divide by 5 both sides. We will get k is equal to 4x minus y upon 5. And that's it. We have solved the question. We have found the value of k. C is the correct answer. It's as simple as that. There is nothing really going on. There's nothing extra going on here. It is a very simple question. It is deceptively simple. Let's move ahead and do the next question. This should be the last question that we will do for today. And after that, we will end the session. I will just advise you that you keep attending this session. Okay. Option C, 4x minus 5 upon 5. Manu, yes, that is the correct answer. Very good. Good going. That is the correct answer. I think we should be able to solve the last question as well. We will try. We will solve this first, and if there's time, we will try the next one as well. Okay. I again forgot the timer. Okay, so 1 minute is ended. 1 minute has ended. Okay, I think that's about time. I'll not give you more time for this. Let's try to solve this. Okay. So the incomes of two persons is in the ratio of 9:7. This should be R. The incomes of two persons are in the ratio 9:7, and their expenditures are in the ratio 4:3. Okay. If each of them manages to save 3,000 rupees per month, find the difference in their income. The core concept that you need to understand is that income is equal to expenditure plus savings. So there are some part that we spend, there's some part that we save. The part that we spend plus the part that we save, when we add them together, is our income. So income minus expenditure. The part we spend, when it is subtracted from our total income, this will give us our savings. Okay, this is the core formula that we need to use. So we have two people. Let's call them A and B. So this is the first person, this is the second person. Their income, they have some income, they have some savings, and they have some expenditure. So this is their income, this is their expense or expenditure, and this is their savings. Okay. Now their incomes are in the ratio 9:7. So if this is 9x, this is 7x. These are the two people. Their expenditures are in the ratio 4:3. So this is 4y and this is 3y. Remember, the ratios are different. So the variables need to be different. The variables need not be the same. So what we need to assume is that different variables, different ratios, then we need to assume different variables. Okay. So the incomes are 9:7. The expenditures are 4:3. So what is the saving? The saving will be 9x minus 4y, because again saving is equal to income minus expenditure. So the saving will be 9x minus 4y here and 7x minus 3y here. We are told that these both are equal to 3000. Both people are saving 3000 rupees. So this is equal to 3000. This is also equal to 3000. Both are equal to 3000. If both are equal to 3000, then we can solve it as a linear equation. We understand how to solve it in linear equation. We learned it in the 10th class. Just try to do substitution method or elimination method, whatever you want to use. I will use the elimination method. I will multiply both equations by some constant. So I will multiply this by 3. I will multiply this by 4. The first equation will be 27x minus 8, not 8, minus 12y is equal to 9,000. The second equation will be 28x minus 12y is equal to 12,000. So if you subtract the first equation, this is the first equation, from the second equation, so 28x minus 27x will be x, minus 12y plus 12y will be 0, and 12,000 minus 9,000 will be 3,000. So you will get the value of x as 3,000. The value of x is 3000. We need to find the difference in their income. The difference in their income will be 9x minus 7x, which is 2x. So we need to find, we understood that the value of x is 3000. So 2 times 3000 will be 6000, which is our answer. So the differences in the incomes of A and B will be 6000, which is option C is the correct answer. Okay. So as simple as that. Not a very difficult question, right? 6000, yes, Minu, you again gotten it right. Let's try to solve the last question for today's session. We will not invest much time into it. I'll start the timer right away. Not a very easy question. I'll give you 2 minutes, plenty of time to solve this and try to find the answer for this question. Okay. If there are any doubts, you can post it in the chat box. Okay, 1 minute left. Again, I will give you 30 seconds more, not 1 minute. So after 30 seconds are over, we will start the explanation for this question. Okay. I hope there's plenty of time for this question. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds more. Just solve it. Solve it. There's plenty of time. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time up. Okay, let's try to solve this question. The question asks us, suppose A and B are real numbers in the ratio 6:7. So A and B are real numbers. We are not told that they are integers or anything. No, they are just real numbers. Their ratio is 6:7. If their ratio is 6:7, we can assume values, right? This means A is equal to 6k and B is equal to 7k. That's the whole ratio. A ratio B is 6:7. A ratio B is 6:7 such that 1 upon B minus A is 36 upon 85. What is 1 upon B minus A? 1 upon B minus A, I hope it is visible, is equal to 1 upon 7k minus 6k. 7k minus 6k. This is nothing but 1 upon k. So 1 upon k is given as 36 upon 85. Okay, let's try to hold this here. 1 upon k is 36 upon 85. We need to find the value of 6a squared plus 7b squared plus 6a plus 7b upon, ratio is nothing but upon, so I can write it as division, a squared plus b squared. So what is 6a squared? 6a squared is nothing but 6 times 6k squared because the value of a is equal to 6k. So 6 times 6k squared plus 7 times 7k squared plus 6k plus 7k divided by a squared, which is 6k squared, plus b squared, which is 7k squared. And that's it. What is 6k squared? 6k squared is 36k squared. 36 times 6 is 216. So this will be 216k squared. Plus 7k squared is 49k squared. 49 times 7 is 343. The 7 cubed is 343. So this will be 343k squared. Plus 6k is nothing but 6k and 7k is 7k. So 6k plus 7k becomes 13k. Right? And divided by, am I doing this right? No, it is 6 times 6k plus 7 times 7k. So this should be 6 times 6k plus 7 times 7k. So this should be 36k plus 49k. And divide by 36k squared plus 49k squared. So that's our simplification. Now the next step is adding in. So 216 plus 343 will be 559k squared. Plus 36 plus 49 is 85k. Divide by 85k squared. Right? This can be written as 559k squared divided by 85k squared plus 85k divided by 85k squared. Right? Which is nothing but, now this whole k square will cancel out, this will give us 559 upon 85 plus 85 and 85 cancel out. Here k square, k will cancel out with k squared, it will be 1 upon k. We know the value of 1 upon k is 36 upon 85, right? So this will give us 559 upon 85 plus 36 upon 85. If you simplify this, you can add the numerators because the denominators are the same. This will give you 9 plus 6 is 15, 55 plus 3 is 58, plus 1 is 59, 595 upon 85. What is 595 upon 85? 595 upon 85 is 7. So the correct answer will be 7:1. Option D. And that's it. This was our question. So again, pretty fun session, right? I hope many of you enjoyed it. Again, you can see take the screenshot here. You can see the whole solution here. I'll end the session right now. So was anyone able to solve it? Yeah, Manu was able to solve it. 7:1. Great job, Manu. Uh, uh, really good thing that you were able to solve all the questions. I'm pretty happy that you joined in. You tried to solve all the questions. Try to attend tomorrow's session as well. And thanks for watching. You can rewatch the session to get a better grasp of what IIMB UG program is all about. I have given it all the brief info in the starting of the session, right? So, okay. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.